My name is Sauri. I've been living in Mayapur since 1996. Um, Actually, as far as the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium goes, I became officially involved in about 2007 in the formation of a team to develop the exhibits that will be shown in the building. That's been headed up by Jayapataka Swami, and gradually, we're starting to see some nice things manifesting. The building, at least from the outside, is complete, but we still need much work to be done on the inside of the building. Last year we opened one floor, just to give an idea what it would be like when it's complete. That was called the Pujari floor. And this year, in October, we intend to install a new Murti of Srila Prabhupada in the new building. That's not to say that the old Murti will move over. Prabhupada will remain where he is, but there'll be two artis going on, one in the present place and the other one once we get the new deity installed. So we feel that nothing can become successful unless it has, first of all, the Guru's favour. So Srila Prabhupada, our attempt to do anything for him, we're inspired by him. We feel his presence in the project, and just to, if you like, solidify the work that we've already done and look towards the future with more blessings from Srila Prabhupada. We are now going to install the first deity in the new building, and we hope that Prabhupada will be pleased enough that he'll help us to complete the project in timely fashion. So long range, I hate to make a prediction, but we're aiming for 2003 or 2004. Oh, sorry, 2003, 2004 as an opening day for the building and for the moving of the deities from the present facility into the new house that we built for them. So we'd like to invite everybody as much as possible. We know it's difficult at this time with this COVID virus going around. There are many adverse effects from that, especially economical. So it's become a little difficult sometimes for devotees who have previously made pledges to fulfill them. But we would urge the same mood as Srila Prabhupada. He's our leader. He's showing us the way. He built 3 temples, Bombay, Vrindavan, and Mayapur, and actually one other one in Hyderabad, with no manpower, no facilities, no money. But because of Prabhupada's desire, then all the necessary facilities were provided. So they've been running now for many years. So similarly with the TLVP, as we call it, and we feel that by pleasing Srila Prabhupada in the outset and continually replenishing our faith and energy in the project, that Prabhupada will be pleased enough that he'll manifest everything that we need to open up the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium to the whole world. 2023. All right. We see in Bombay and in Vrindavan that Prabhupada moved into his quarters there before the building was even finished. His presence made things move, if you can say that word. Similarly with the TLVP, we feel that with the installation of Srila Prabhupada, he'll be worshipped in full on the Pujari floor there in the main building. And Actually, it reminds me of a story. Not a story, it's a fact. When Prabhupada went down to Hyderabad in August of 1976 to officially open the temple there, when he arrived, the devotees took him to the house of a life member to stay there because construction was still going on at the temple. So the first night, Prabhupada agreed to that, but early the next morning, about 4 o'clock, he called me into his room and he told me, get ready to move. We're going to move into the temple whether it's ready or not. So Prabhupada and his team, we moved over that morning to the temple, new temple in Hyderabad. And when we came to his floor and where his room is, everything was topsy-turvy. There was cement dust everywhere. There was noise permeating the entire building. Prabhupada had a door which led onto a small balcony overlooking the temple room, and that had no frame or door in it. Actually, it was just a hole in the wall. But Prabhupada moved right in. He had us clean everything very thoroughly first, and we moved right in. So initially he didn't say very much, because he could see the managers were fully taxed in making the preparations for the installation of new deities and the movement of the existing deities. But when I went into his room later on, he told me, he said, actually, the worship of the spiritual master is more important, and the quarters of the spiritual master should be completed even before that of the deity. So that was a very important instruction. The spiritual master should be worshipped properly even before the deity is installed. So we made those adjustments, but it was a good example, I think, to draw upon. Some people may be uncomfortable moving or installing Prabhupada's murti in the new temple without it being complete. But this is the example. Hyderabad temple, and then of course Juhu Beach, Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan. These were all built on the same principle. Mayapur is another example. Somehow or another, we've got to this point now where we have an almost complete temple and deity room, etc. But we have a long way. We have a way to go yet. So we'd like to invite everybody that, despite the personal difficulties it may cause, if you've already pledged, kindly fulfill that pledge. If you haven't yet pledged, then please take it up as a future engagement to at least make some contribution to the completion of this wonderful temple. We're hopeful that if everybody rallies around, recognizes Prabhupada is now in residence in the building, that they'll work extra hard and we'll depend on Krishna to send what we need to complete everything in timely fashion, just for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. So this is our expression of faith in Prabhupada, that he said it could be done. He had once written a letter to one of his godbrothers describing how he was going to build a temple in Mayapur with this planetarium installed in the temple. And at the end of that description, he said, now when Lord Chaitanya will be pleased, then it will be done. So that was about 1974, I think. And you can check the reference. So here we are now in the year 2021. We would like to open up the temple with all the new deities and existing deities by a maximum of 2 years hence. So if everybody can pull together, let's try and please Prabhupada as much as possible. We must worship the Guru before we worship Krishna. So it's very important to get Prabhupada properly established in the new building before we complete the rest of the facilities. Hare Krishna.